After previously failing Dr. Now's weight loss program years before, Latonya reunites with the doctor, who will have wished she'd never come back, as she makes excuse after excuse and fails miserably on her weight loss journey, leading Dr. Now to lose patience with her more than once. Latonya consistently lies to the face of Dr. Now and eats thousands of calories for every single meal, which unfortunately leads to her story to end in tragedy. Her story doesn't exactly start out positive either, and for 37-year-old Latonya, everyday life is pretty much hell. She has severe lymphedema in both her legs and doesn't have much more time to turn her life around before it's too late, as her super morbid obesity is putting a huge strain on her body and her health. Every day Latonya can do less and less. She's taking fewer steps and becoming less able to do things on her own, all while eating more and more.
The life that I'm living right now is uncomfortable. I barely can get out the bed because of my weight and the lymphedema in both of my legs. It hurts night and day. Like, the pain is unbearable. It's a fatty tissue that makes your legs swell. Being in this body, being uncomfortable 24/7, it's a different kind of experience.
Taking a shower is almost impossible for Latonya, and she lives primarily in her bed or her wheelchair, and she can't stand up long enough to clean herself. So she has to sit on the side of the bathtub, but this causes her extreme pain because the position is so uncomfortable due to the extra weight crushing her limbs. Not to mention she has to sit on the side because she can't actually fit inside the shower anymore.
I need my back scratched. Oh. Okay. Breath slow. I'll do it first.
Latonya is engaged, but her fiance wakes up and leaves for work before Latonya is even awake. So her caretaker Virgie looks after her the most, taking care of all of her personal needs.
Okay. To take a shower takes so much energy. Oh, God. Once I'm done, I'm tired and, I'm hungry. I'm thinking about food.
Virgie's worked with Latonya for many years and is at the house for 5 hours every single day. But it wasn't always like this for Virgie, and she says that it's only recently that Latonya has declined so dramatically. Now Virgie has to pretty much do everything for her, which includes, of course, making all of her meals.
Food is like my best friend. Thank you. Can I have some juice, Miss V? When I eat, it takes the stress away. That's what I do to help me cope with things.
I need a roller cart.
Right.
We gonna have to get one.
I know that the food is unhealthy and it's not good for me, but with the habit that I had so long, it's hard to change it. So I'm disappointed in myself for letting myself get to this place. But, you can't change the past.
The sheer amount of breakfast food that Latonya is eating is absolutely obscene, and it genuinely looks like a scene from a Disney Channel show where they'd feed an entire family and not just one person. And we can do some quick maths and get a rough breakdown of the total calories for her meal. So she had 6 waffles, which is 1,700 calories, 10 biscuits, which is about 3,000, 8 sausage patties, which is about 800, 20 bacon rashers, which is 1,000, and 12 scrambled eggs, which is 1,100. That's a total of 7,600 calories in just one meal, about as much as a woman needs to eat over 4 days, with not just one meal. This is also excluding the yellow liquid thing that I've got absolutely no idea what it is. Even viewers of the show are horrified at the sheer amount of volume of food she's eaten in one sitting. Now, I've watched many episodes of My 600 Pound Life over the years, and Latonya has got to be one of the biggest eaters in the show's history. One commenter on Reddit also thought this too. That breakfast was horrifying. She had 2 huge bowls of cheesy grits, a dozen cheesy scrambled eggs, 10 biscuits, 8 patties, 8 waffles with butter, and a whole ass bottle of syrup. And more bacon than I can even make out. I don't even know how she's even alive. Food has always been a huge source of comfort for Latonya, as she grew up surrounded by a large family who always had big meals together. She had lots of happy memories growing up. Although she was a little bit chubby in school, this didn't seem to bother her too much. Everything changed for Latonya when she was 12 though, when her mother suddenly passed away. The situation in which she died was very sudden too, as Latonya recalls her mother in the hospital room passing away in front of her and not being able to wake her up. This is completely traumatic and something that no child should ever have to experience.
When my mom passed away, I started to turn food into a comfort. Food took my painful thoughts away. And it made me happy for that moment.
Her mother's death was a real catalyst for Latonya's weight gain, as by the time she was 15, she weighed over 200 pounds. And over the next 2 years, she gained another 100 pounds by the time she was 17. Latonya's sister tried to do something about her weight, but she insisted that she had it under control.
I saw her and I told Latonya, I said, you're gonna have to get control of your weight. She felt like she had control of it because she said she was walking, she was in the gym exercising. But at some point, I guess she stopped dieting and kept eating.
5 years ago, Latonya fell and broke her knee and was given a wheelchair. Once she sat in it, she never got up again, becoming pretty much immobile since then. Latonya needs to see Dr. Now urgently, as her health is in serious decline. But this won't be the first time that she's seen him, and she had an appointment with Dr. Now a few years ago outside of the show, but decided not to continue with treatment because she wasn't able to move to Houston. As Latonya decides that she needs to see Dr. Now before it's too late, she takes one last trip to the grocery store before her trip to see him. As Latonya never leaves the house, going to the supermarket is a really exciting trip for her, something she looks forward to all month long.
Once I get inside, I be in the store for hours because I don't know the next time when I'm gonna go. Everybody got a hobby, and food is my hobby. Oh, y'all get some donuts.
The glazed donuts?
Get the strawberry ones too, them different. I eat about 6 times per day. The one, the chips over here. I need some nuggets, eggs, bacon, turkey bacon with some juice, pork, beef, chicken, tilapia fish and a salad or something like that, jambalaya rice, macaroni and cheese. I love chips, I like candy, cakes, cookies, sweet stuff like that. I love cereal. Some days I don't even eat regular food. I just eat snacks all day. Thank you for your time. You too. Be blessed.
When you see how high her shopping cart is piled, there's no doubt how Latonya got to her current weight. Food being her only hobby is just very dangerous, as she doesn't have anything else to enjoy or get excited about. But this isn't something that Latonya wants to continue being obsessed with, and she does want to change her outlook on life.
I want to change that. I want to save my life because I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be in this body. My body feel like it's my prison. I'm ready to get out of it. We come here, we gonna live, and we gonna die. And I'm not ready to let go yet.
The journey to Houston is a 4.5-hour drive, something that will be hard for Latonya, but definitely doable in one day. Latonya's also driving the car, bringing her fiancé Dwayne along for the support. The road trip causes a lot of friction though, likely because Latonya is uncomfortable driving for so long, and her attitude takes a turn for the worse.
I don't wanna talk to nobody the rest of the night. I don't want nobody calling my phone. Leave me alone until tomorrow.
I'll pay off in the end, baby.
And I'm really trying to make a change. I'm trying.
Do it then. You got.
Shut up, don't tell me what I gotta do.
Yeah, you got it.
I ain't gotta do. Stay flex, fat, and die.
You ain't gonna stay fat, so I don't know about the rest of them. We need you to be here for a long time. Okay.
Latonya's clearly taking her frustrations out on her fiancé and her friend, even though they're taking time off work to accompany her, and she doesn't seem grateful at all for their support. The next day, she arrives at Dr. Now's office for her appointment, and Latonya is really nervous for what is about to happen. Her life depends on losing weight, and this is a huge step for Latonya in starting the next chapter of her life. But it's also an opportunity for Latonya to find out how much weight she's gained since she last came to see Dr. Now a few years ago, because she hasn't been weighed since then. And even just stepping onto the scales is a huge challenge for Latonya. She struggles to stand unassisted for more than a few seconds.
Just that right there.
I'm hurting.
All right, your weight is 632.
I'm not too happy with that, but it could have been worse. At least it's not something more extreme. Can you move that jacket for me? But I know I'm heavier than I was last time I was here.
Okay, well, we're gonna go to room 5.
Okay.
As she's heavier than she was last time, Dr. Now won't be impressed, and she will really have to convince him that she is ready to take the program seriously this time around.
Well, Latonya, it says here in the chart that you came in 5 years ago when you were 482 pounds, and now you're 631 pounds. And how long you been in this motorized wheelchair?
about 5 years.
Okay, so things have gotten worse for you. So now, how motivated you are to change your eating habit, how motivated you to change your life, and how motivated you are to give up this motorized wheelchair?
I'm very motivated.
So what are you willing to do?
I'm willing to make a change.
The fact that Latonya's gained so much weight since her last appointment is really disappointing, as she's totally gone back on her journey and not only has to start from scratch, but has another 150 pounds to lose as well. When Dr. Now tries to dig a little bit deeper with Latonya and find out what her eating habits are like, the lies and the false reality really start to show.
I wake up at like 10:30. I may eat breakfast at like 12 o'clock.
What do you usually eat?
Bacon, eggs, grits.
Are you hungry in the morning?
No, sir.
But if you're not hungry, you don't have to eat.
But the doctor told me that if I don't eat, then my metabolism is high or low or something like that.
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Everybody gonna confuse you, but you should never get confused about the one thing, eat less.
Yes.
Okay? There's no confusion with that. Okay? Now, if you really put the math together, you have eaten the food that belonged for next 4 years ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel like you have to eat, okay?
I got you.
Tanya seems defensive about her eating habits and doesn't realize how much she actually is eating at one time. But she primarily blames emotional issues as the reason why she didn't do what she needed the first time. But claim that she worked through those issues with her family, so they're not holding her back any longer. So we'll see if that's the case, and she's willing to put in the hard work to make the progress she needs.
As Latonya has already been to see Dr. Now and not continued with the program, she will really need to prove herself this time around. To qualify for weight loss surgery, Latonya must lose 40 to 50 pounds over the next month. This goal is also a lot less than what he gives other patients previously, so he is really being generous with Latonya. She's given everything she needs to succeed, which includes physical therapy appointments to help increase her mobility, seeing as she can't walk far without the wheelchair. Now, back at home, Latonya starts her appointments with the therapist and does pretty well. Her trainer, Jamika, is really proud of the effort that she puts into the workout, but she suspects that Latonya isn't actually exercising outside of these appointments.
I am proud of Latonya and how far she's come. But at first, she was lazy. Latonya's habits have gotten better, believe it or not. She is watching what she's eating, but my concern is the physical. She's not really exercising like she needs to. I don't think Latonya works out when I'm not here. And I can tell because I'm pushing her to exhaustion, but the pain in her legs, she shouldn't be having it. But hopefully with the work that we do, and she'll continue to do it and she'll get a whole lot better.
Her diet, however, seems not to be working. Her caretaker notices that Latonya is cheating quite a bit, but tries not to notice. The truth will come out next month when she steps on the scales, and we'll see if she's lost any weight at all. Latonya only has to lose 40 pounds, remember, which is nowhere near what some patients have lost in a month, like when Brandon lost over 100 pounds in a single month. So it should be a lot easier for Latonya. Back at the office, Latonya prepares to get weighed again and find out if she's hit her goal.
You got it?
Hold on. 636.
The fact that Latonya has gained 4 pounds instead of losing 40 is a total and utter failure. She clearly hasn't took the diet at all and has actually been eating more than she usually does to have gained weight. The appointment with Dr. Now is going to get really awkward once she tries to talk herself out of the situation and starts making excuses.
I don't see how that weight's possible, because I know I done a lot to lose weight.
Hello, how y'all doing?
I'm all right, Dr. Now.
Good. Well, how was your trip down here?
Tiring. It took me longer this time, 8 hours, but I'm kind of scared that the pain that I'm feeling, it may be a blood clot or something, because like it's a different type of pain. And
So
it's
where did you paint?
right here in my leg, and it's really, really light.
In your leg?
Yes, it ain't never been this big. It get big, Dr. Now, but like,
All right. Let's figure out what's going on with you. So tell me why you gained the weight.
I gained, 4 pounds because basically I gotta try harder. This is something new for me. I've been eating unhealthy for so long. And like now, trying to change it is it's a lot, but I know it's worth it.
Okay, so what are you trying to tell me? You came here last time. We gave you exercises to follow with physical therapy to help you start getting out of your chair. And you didn't do that. And you were supposed to lose 40 pounds over the last month. But instead, you gained weight. And instead of waking up to things, you're deflecting the situation by saying, "You have pain." Yeah, you should have pain because you are 636 pounds instead of being 170 pounds. And you're still in this motorized wheelchair. You don't want to give that up. You don't want to give up your eating habit. Come on, you were supposed to lose weight. You were supposed to change anything. You were supposed to call if you had any questions, but you didn't follow the diet. You keep eating too much and you won't admit it. It's been 5 years since you tried to get help, and you're worse off more than ever now. Because you're lying so much to yourself, you believe that you lie. You keep repeating the same lie, it doesn't come true.
The situation becomes too much for Latonya if she starts to get really upset and emotional.
You think I want to come here, drive out a long time, come here just to get chewed out? I could have stayed at home for that.
We're not chewing it out. We're giving you the reality.
That is a reality. I mean, and you saying all that just to say, well, you know your fat ass need to lose weight. You in a wheelchair. You 37 years old. If you keep going the way you're going, you're not going to make it. That's basically all you have to say. And and I understand it. I'm not mad about what you're saying because it's right. It's true. The only thing that I need someone to understand is it's not as easy as people think it is. So it's not going to happen overnight. I'm not a robot.
Well, you're convincing yourself that it's going to take time. No. The decision to make to change your life is going to take one decision, 1 minute to change your life. But you convince yourself this is not going to be easy to 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 6 months, a year to change. You want me to tell you what you're going to do? You're going to do the same thing and then come back making excuses.
No, sir.
And you say the water weight, I'm constipated. I didn't go to the bathroom for 3 days. Or the floor was crooked. Any of those excuses, you believe in yourself and you keep repeating them. So the only option we have left is to send you to psychotherapy and see if they can convince you to see the reality before it's too late. So I'm going to set that up for you to go to, and I'm going to give you 2 months to lose 60 pounds. That is less weight each month and easier goal. If you do that, then we can work with you. If not, then I don't know what else we can do for you.
Dr. Now gives Latonya a much easier goal of a 60-pound loss over 2 months, as well as starting psychotherapy to work through her emotional issues. If she can't work through these issues and hit her goals, it doesn't look like there'll be much hope for Latonya. After her first therapy appointment, Latonya is encouraged to write out her feelings and find new coping strategies to help express her feelings in a healthier way than just eating. And we're close to seeing if these new habits have helped with her weight loss on the way down to Houston. But on the journey down, Latonya gets extreme leg pain, and Dr. Now tells her to meet him at the emergency room.
Devon called about an hour ago to tell me that Latonya has bad leg pain again. Last time she came down, she complained about that, and we checked her out, and nothing severe was wrong with her. This time she says the pain is even worse, to the point that she thinks she might pass out. So I told her to come to the hospital so we can check her out.
Hello, how you doing? I'm tired, I'm hurting.
Come here.
I'm following you.
Come on. As far as I can tell, that she's having a lot of pain and shortness of breath, and she thinks that her legs are hurting because lymphedema is swollen. But looking at her just from the past, we cannot tell if there is anything seriously wrong with her. So we're going to bring her in the hospital and see what's going on.
At the hospital, Dr. Now performs a series of tests on Latonya to make sure that she's not at serious risk of a heart attack or a blood clot. But while at the hospital, it's clear from her attitude that her life isn't in danger. I'm not doubting that Latonya is in pain, but not because of a health condition, but rather than just a strain of being over 600 pounds. So far, Latonya has tried to convince Dr. Now that there's something seriously wrong with her, when in reality, all of her symptoms will just be relieved once she's lost the weight. The pain she's experiencing right now is because she's super morbidly obese. It's also pretty likely that Latonya's making such a fuss about her pain in Houston because she hasn't lost any weight, and she doesn't want to weigh herself and is just trying to come up with an excuse. She shows Dr. Now her lymphedema mass, and while it is red and swollen, it's not any worse than before or any worse than we've seen with other patients.
I think the issue with her back pain is more about deflecting again from the fact she hasn't made the progress she needs. And she knows that, so she's using other issues to try to distract from that again, to try to avoid facing the situation. But with the state of her body and the strain she still has on it, there could be other issues we need to address with her. So we ran some tests and check her out to see what state her body is in. And we will also get her weight and see if she has made any progress over the last few months.
3 hours later, when the results of the tests come back, Dr. Now explains that Latonya doesn't have a blood clot and that there are no other red flags or concerns for her. And when he chats to Dwayne, Dr. Now learns from him that Latonya hasn't been sticking to her diet at all. When she is weighed, the figure comes in at 642 pounds. So yet again, Latonya has gained weight instead of losing any. It's really as if she hasn't looked at the weight loss program at all, which is just really confusing and frustrating, as she was quick to tell the cameras at home just how much lighter she felt and how well her exercising was going. It's clear that Latonya is lying to everyone around her, and even herself. Dr. Now decides to keep Latonya in hospital for a few weeks to keep an eye on her to make sure it doesn't get any worse. It's at this point where Latonya gets a bit excited because she knows that she will lose weight in the hospital because Dr. Now puts her on a controlled diet while she's in there. In fact, she even asks Dr. Now if she can just continue the treatment program in hospital until she loses enough weight for the surgery. Clearly, this would be a total waste of time, as Latonya needs to learn to lose the weight on her own, otherwise she'll just gain it all back. She's always after the quick and easy option and never actually wants to put the hard work in, but there isn't a quick fix for this sort of situation, and Latonya needs to make some serious lifestyle changes or risk being over 600 pounds for the rest of her life, which, to be completely honest, wouldn't be much longer anyway.
We have had Latonya here in the hospital for the last couple of weeks. She came to the hospital because she was having a problem with her heart. While she was here, we have had her on a controlled diet to get her weight down. But she hasn't been too cooperative. Most days, she tells PT she's too tired or her body hurts too much to get out of the bed. So she tries to avoid that. And we have had a dietitian work with her to understand proper diet. But she argued with them and disagreed with the food selection here at the hospital. So it hasn't been easy with her. But we have been able to get her to lose 48 pounds in just 2 weeks. So her weight is down from 642 to 594. So with that on top of some medication, we were able to get her heart out of the critical place it was when she arrived. But her whole body is still very close to a breaking point. And if she doesn't continue to lose a lot more weight, then her situation can get critical again very fast.
The fact that Latonya was able to lose almost 50 pounds in just 2 weeks shows just how desperate her body is to get rid of the extra weight and how little she was trying at home. It's clearly and obviously possible, she just doesn't want to try. Latonya also has a massive problem with the food the hospital has given her, complaining to the doctor now that it's not suitable for her, and even insulting the food.
All right, did the physical therapy come work with you?
Yes, sir.
Did the dietitian come talk to you?
Yes, sir. Can you talk to her about the food that they've been sitting in here?
Well, I don't know why you don't like the food that everybody else eats in the world. Show me what they brought you.
This, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's good lunch.
I don't eat that. I don't eat beans at all. I don't even know what that is. And this look like dog food.
You don't like meat?
I don't eat stuff like this.
But that's good nutrition, that's good protein, right?
Like I don't eat beans at all.
But how about the meat?
I don't eat that kind of meat. I haven't really ate nothing since I've been here.
You're not gonna fade away. You're gonna be fine.
I still have to eat something.
No. You're eating the food that belongs to the next 4 years ahead of time. So if you don't eat, you're gonna be all right. At your weight, body got the reserve that you don't eat anything for a week or two, you're not gonna have anything gonna happen.
But like in a hospital, when taking medication and having to take different medicine, you have to have food in your system to take the medicine, not to be nauseated. But the dog food that they give me here is not, I don't eat stuff like that.
And that's not dog food, that's very good food.
Well, I don't Well,
Well,
let me rephrase it.
You gotta learn to eat the high protein diet. And is it tasty? And is it high protein?
I've been in this very uncomfortable bed. It's been cold in this hospital. I did not come this far for just...
You're not in a hotel. You're in the hospital.
I know that.
Okay, you got 400 pounds of extra food stored in your body. And you need to pay that back.
Dr. now responds to Latonya perfectly. She's been overeating for so long that she doesn't know or understand what a normal meal is supposed to look like. A meal of beans and chicken, something that someone of a healthy weight wouldn't bat an eye at, feels like abuse to her. And honestly, it's really insulting that she would even call the food dog food. And if I was Dr. Now, I would have lost my patience a lot earlier than he did. Latonya's heart is strained and her lung capacity is severely restricted, both directly because of her weight. Latonya really needs to grasp the seriousness of her situation, or she faces a premature death. In the hospital, she should be using this time to learn about what a healthy eating habit looks like, take a note of the food she's being served, and trying to replicate that at home. Latonya needs to start taking the situation seriously or risk losing her life altogether. She can either continue to lose weight once she leaves the hospital, keeping it off to relieve the strain on her organs and her heart, or just keep gaining weight. Her life is literally in her hands, and she needs to make the right choice before it's too late. Back at home, things get too much for Dwayne, as he fails to understand why Latonya hasn't been making any effort at all, and why she hasn't made any changes since she left the hospital.
It's easy to lose that weight.
That's easy for you to say.
I ain't eat healthy. That's easy for you to say. You know this life threatening. You gonna play with your life?
I just been caught up in everybody else's life and not concentrating on me.
Stop talking about people. It ain't about people, it's about you, man. It ain't even about me right now. And you know this. This is something you know already.
Yeah, I'm done talking about it though. I know that losing weight would change my life forever.
I find it really confusing what Latonya means when she's saying she's putting everyone else's needs before her own. Like, I don't understand what she's done that hasn't been for herself. She can't even lose weight and stop using her wheelchair for her own fiancé, who wants to have a life with her. She puts herself first, and the fact that she doesn't see that is pretty concerning. We're now 8 months into Latonya's journey, and she's back at Dr. Now's office for a weigh-in, after continuing her weight loss journey at home after she left the hospital. Disappointingly, but not unsurprising, she's still in a wheelchair, and clearly hasn't made any progress in walking or increasing her mobility over the past few weeks.
Hey, Miss Rose.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Okay.
When I left the hospital, I was at 594. And Dr. Now wanted me to lose another 60 pounds by today. And I know I made progress towards that, so I'm excited to see how much.
With a 5-pound weight gain since she left the hospital, Latonya has failed yet again to make any progress of her own. Honestly, I'm not surprised at all, saying that she's still in the wheelchair and her size looks exactly the same as it did at the start of the episode, 8 months ago. The worst part about this is that if Latonya put 100% effort into the program, she could have been down like 300 pounds by now and have had the surgery to change her life. She hasn't been focused at all since she started the journey, and I can't see her wanting to make any change anytime in the future either.
That just doesn't make any sense. That can't be right. The scale just can't be showing my weight right. And now this is gonna be a big mess because Dr. Now is not gonna like it. And I just can't take him chewing me out again.
While Dr. Now confronts Latonya about the weight gain, the excuses start to show again, and Dr. Now isn't having any of it.
I'm not gonna say that. I think that it may be the lymphedema. I don't know now. But I really have like cut down on the sweetening, the drinks, like a lot of stuff that I used to do. I cut down on it, but like with the exercising and stuff, I haven't been able to do none of that from the pain and stuff.
It's not lymphedema. It is your eating habit, and you have not been able to change that, and you're expecting something magically change that. That's not going to happen.
I'm not expecting magic, because if I was expecting magic, I wouldn't be here with you, right?
No. Look, you can tell yourself you're not looking for a magic solution, but you keep saying that you're going to do something, but you never do it. Can be agreed that your weight has to do with what you eat.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you eat less, you're gonna lose weight.
At this point, Dr. Now has given Latonya too many chances. He's given her the weight loss plan with meals and exercises to do, gave her a personal trainer and a therapist, and still, none of it's worked for Latonya. There's simply nothing else he can do for her now, as she hasn't made a single ounce of progress since the start of her episode. Latonya tries to convince Dr. Now that she will change from this moment moving on, but when she has already said this every other time before, how is he supposed to believe that? Honestly, if I was in Dr. Now's shoes, it would be very hard for me not to kick them off earlier. The amount of resources that she's took up to just gain weight is ridiculous.
Repeatedly, we have been with you to explaining the diet, what to eat, what not to eat, how many times to eat, how many calories. But you don't do any of it. You don't follow any of the direction I gave you. So at this point, there is nothing more I can do for you. And I'm not going to set up another appointment for you. If you want to wake up and change your eating habit and lose at least 60 pounds to show me that, then let me know. And we'll set an appointment to get your weight check in Shreveport to see. Because there is no point in you coming down here anymore and going through the motions when it is clear that you're not going to change at all. But unless that happens, then we are done. Okay?
Okay.
Have a nice trip back home.
Okay. Thank you.
The thing with Latonya is that this journey for her didn't just start 8 months ago. It started 6 years ago, when she originally came to see Dr. Now and didn't want to start the program. There's no difference between her attitude then and now, despite being nearly 200 pounds heavier. She's been given every tool possible to help her change, and none of it's worked. If Latonya ever wants to be considered for the weight loss program again, she will need to come into the doctor's office weighing less than 570 pounds and be serious about losing weight for good. But if she ever does come back, it will be Dr. Now's 3rd time treating her, so it's very unlikely that he'll be confident that she's serious about losing weight for good, given that she's disappointed him so many times now. A commenter on Reddit said that after her show aired, that she would be dead within 5 years because her childhood issues are killing her. Unfortunately, this turned out to be true. Latonya never continued to lose any weight after she passed away, and just 3 years after the start of her episode, she died of congestive heart failure. Her passing was also very recent too, occurring in May of 2025. Latonya's brother noticed that she was having difficulty breathing and was extremely uncomfortable, calling an ambulance later that day after she went into cardiac arrest. Her death just 3 years after she failed to lose any weight in Dr. Now's weight loss program shows just how dangerous being over 600 pounds is and the impact it had on her health. Hopefully Latonya's death will serve to show other stars of the show the life-threatening nature of morbid obesity and encourage others to turn their life around before it's too late. And if you want to see some people who deny the health effects of obesity, click the video that's on your screen now to look at the deluded world of fat activism. Follow my Instagram at BigCraigYT. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.